Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Monday, July 29th. I'm Michael Taylor. Welcome to the program. Have you been watching any of the Olympics? It's been pretty fun, the opening ceremonies and some of the stuff. I watched with swimming and gymnastics last night. That was really fun. I heard somebody say, it might have been one of the commercials, say these gymnasts are acting like gravity's a suggestion. It was pretty true. You see them vault and some of the other things they can do. It's amazing how they can get up there. Anyway, for our show today, thanks for tuning in for us, breaking away from the Olympic coverage and watching us for a minute. We have Sterling Financial's Dan Allweiler. He's going to be talking to us about the 5 financial mistakes you might be making in your retirement. So make sure you're not having one of these things on that list. Stay tuned for that. And then later in the program, National Alliance on Mental Illness, the Orange County chapter, Arna Vodenas is going to be here, and she's going to be talking with us about signs of depression, signs of some mental illness, and some of the things you can do to reach out and get some help. So make sure we're watching that as well. Very important. Right now, I want to tell you about our Stay Informed segment. We have a senior federal resource fair coming up, brought to us by Young Kim, the Congresswoman. She is going to be hosting that on Monday, August 19th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. the Clubhouse 2. Connect with federal agencies like the VA, Social Security, IRS, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid services, and more. So they're going to be connecting folks to all of those things, making sure you're getting all the services you are entitled to and things you might need as well. So you can RSVP. The best thing to do is go to the Village website, go to What's Up in the Village, and you'll see this information there, and there is a link there where you can click on that and register right there online. You can also call the phone number or email at the bottom of the screen there to do that as well, but you do need to RSVP for this event, and make sure you do that, and it's coming up, like we said, on August 19th. All right, let's take a look outside at our weather, and it couldn't be any nicer. It was really nice and cool this morning. No clouds around, really mostly sunny today, and we're going to have 80 degrees is going to be our high, and it's going to be a little bit warmer as we head for the rest of the week, but really the same kind of thing. We might see a return of the marine layer, and it's been kind of socked in at the coast. If you've been Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, or Dana Point at all this weekend, you saw there were clouds there in the morning, but those clouds just aren't coming all the way in to cover us at all. But maybe tomorrow and the rest of the week, we'll see. They might be taking those clouds out of the forecast. We'll see about that. But for now, we're leaving them in there. 83, 84, 82, and then 80 over the weekend as we head into next week. Should be a little cooler as well. Let's take a look outside at, oh, sorry, not outside, but let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset. Sunrise this morning was 6:01. Sunset tonight is going to be 7:52. And thank you very much, Lori Maloa, for sending this beautiful shot of this beautiful flower all the way to Ireland to do that. Wow, she had a great vacation, taking some nice pictures and flowers. You don't have to go all the way to Ireland to do that for us. You can take pictures of flowers right here, other little vacation spots locally, sunrise, sunsets at our local beaches or wherever it might be, or right here in the village. Go ahead and send us those pictures. We'd love to see them. Email us at Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com. Make sure you include your name and where you took the photo, and we will put it in our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, we got one meeting to tell you about. Then when we come back, we'll be talking about financial mistakes you might be making in your retirement with Sterling Financial. Stay with us.
Go beyond better hearing with artificial intelligence. At Advanced Ear Care, we've taken regular hearing care to a new level with artificial intelligence performance. This provides smarter, clearer balance of sound. Artificial intelligence identifies background noises and reduces them so you can hear the soft-spoken speech clearly. Don't be afraid of this technology. It works automatically. Put them on and hear better all day in all situations. Hear the conversations clearly with family, friends, and caregivers. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
At Motion Drip, we believe in proactive wellness. Our IV therapy is designed to give you the well-being you deserve. With increased vitamin absorption directly into your bloodstream, it will replenish your body with hydration and nutrients to support your body's functions, increase energy levels, slow signs of aging, improve muscle recovery, and boost stamina. We are located right outside of Gate 8 on Moulton Parkway. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your appointment today, as we will be your proactive partner in wellness.
Welcome to Envision Eye Centers, conveniently located next to Laguna Woods. We offer cutting-edge technology that meets unsurpassed service.
You and your eyes are my priority. We will treat you with the utmost care and compassion.
Some might offer local exams, but they'll send you on a trek for surgery. Skip the unnecessary travel.
You can be confident that we will deliver the best outcome for your eyes.
Schedule your consultation today and see the world clearly. Call us or visit our website. No inconvenience, just expert care.
You have a club for every scenario. A driver for the long holes. Wedges to get you over the hazards. And a putter for when you need a touch of finesse. What about your retirement? Will you have enough to play the back nine? Call to set your 15-minute phone visit today and let's find out. Get a second set of eyes on your retirement plan.
How's your retirement going? Are your finances in order? The thing is, you don't know what you don't know, and that's why we have Dan Ohlweiler here. He's going to be joining us from Sterling Financial. He's going to tell us the things.
Good to see you, Michael.
Good to see you.
Are you an Olympic guy? Do you
I've
watch
been watching a little bit. I watched
Yeah.
some of the gymnastics and swimming last
Yeah.
night. It's fun, but I'm not like the sit 24/7
Right.
recording stuff, watching it later.
I record it and then eliminate 3/4 of it that I don't want to watch.
See, there you go.
And so, but because half of the stuff you don't want to see,
Well, let's talk about eliminating mistakes in our retirement plans. And people might they might be making some simple mistakes that people think, oh, there's no problem here, but there might be. Number one.
You're winging it. You don't have a plan. Okay, so generally speaking, we've kind of accumulated all these assets during our working years, and you get to 65, 70, whenever you retire, and you just kind of wing it. Hopefully you'll have enough money to left. You really need to have a plan in place, project it out.
Right, right. And what do you see when somebody walks in there, you say, oh man, this person's been winging it. It's like, okay, I have a savings account, or I have a 401k, but I don't even know what's in it, or I have
a
investment
401k
property.
that it's been there for the last 10 years at my previous employer. I don't know. So you really do need to kind of sit down and find out what your goals are, what it is you're trying to accomplish, how much monthly income you need, and kind of build a plan around that so you feel like you've got something in place that you can kind of count on.
Yeah, because it's for some people they need maybe a couple thousand a month. For some people that's a bigger, depending on how you're going into retirement. Are you still paying a mortgage?
Probably
and things
more
like that?
rare than common is people that come in with a pension. You don't have pensions as much anymore.
Right.
And so generally the source of income is Social Security, which we've talked about in the past, can be there or not, depending upon what happens in Congress. And they might have some rental income, but you need to kind of put a plan in place to say, okay, here's my monthly income. How much do I need to take out of my investments each year in order to make that happen?
Right, and so that's what you do. You sit down, you have housing costs, insurance, groceries, and all sorts of things like that. Number two is underestimating the length of your retirement.
A lot of people, back when our parents were growing up, and they probably had a life expectancy of 65, 70. Now we're at 79 or 80, depending upon gender.
And that's just the average. Some folks are,
And that's my folks lived to 95 and 96.
Wow.
Okay, so a good gene pool hopefully there. But when we set up a plan, we generally are projecting out 25 to 30 years. I'd rather plan for age 95 and have you live to 90 than plan for 85 and have you live to 90.
Right.
And so you really need to understand that life expectancy, the older we get, the more our life expectancy goes out. So being born in 2000, our life expectancy is 79. When we get to 65, it might be 85. So.
And when you sit down with somebody and kind of explain that to them, hey, you have this nest egg, you have this retirement, but to make it stretch to here, we're going to have to make some decisions.
Well, hopefully you're going to earn some money on that, and depending upon how aggressive or how conservative you are, we are fairly conservative in our projections, and if anything over and above that comes in, that's great. But be investing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency right now probably isn't the best thing for somebody who's in their retirement years.
Right. You want something that's going to be income, but it's also going to have
stable,
some stability.
Right. Exactly. So you don't want to underestimate your life expectancy, but at the same time, when you get this plan in place, you can project out 25 or 30 years.
And one of the things that we've certainly factored in the last few years, or at least become far more aware of, is inflation, right?
Well, yeah, ever since COVID, we've had inflation, you know, relatively speaking, from the 2008 recession, inflation was fairly limited,
right,
you know, until COVID hit. Government started handing out money, printing money, and giving it to people. That's when, you know, it just reared its ugly head.
Right.
And so if you need $5,000, $6,000 today, you know, 10, 15 years from now, you might need $7,500 a month. And that doesn't bring into account you know, perhaps healthcare costs or anything like that. So inflation, and you can say, yeah, I can get by on $5,000, $6,000, but 10 years from now, $5,000 or $6,000 isn't going to fill the gas tank.
Right.
You know, I mean,
well, let's tell something that doesn't
yeah,
get that bad,
I mean, it's tough. And so in our projections and our plans that we put together for people, we actually build in an inflation clause, you know, that's going to increase their income over a period of time, depending upon what they need.
And as we live longer, the last few years of many people's lives are sometimes the most challenging in terms of their health.
Well, what I have found is we spend more money in the early years of our retirement on travel and going to our bucket list, so to speak.
Right.
So we're spending money on that, and they say, well, when I get to be 80, 85, I'm not going to be doing all those things, and so I don't need as much.
Right.
Well, what happens is we trade our entertainment and travel expense for medical expense. And so you probably will need that, depending upon, I'd rather plan for it and have it in the plan versus saying, oh, at age 75 or 80, I'm only going to need $4,000 a month.
Right, yeah, and something as simple as somebody coming in and helping prepare meals if you're still living independently, and things that just those kind of care needs just automatically start to, oh, I need this, I need help with this, I can't drive anymore, now I need help with this, and so that doesn't always have to be, we're not always talking about hospital or disease.
Yeah, we're not talking about having to go into a nursing facility, but maybe having somebody come in and assist you during the day or something that you need to have done, and that costs a little bit of money, but yeah, healthcare costs, obviously, as we've grown older as a society, has come into play a lot more than it used to when we didn't have as, you know, the baby boomers are aging, you know, and that's what it is.
And that's just the reality of it.
Right.
And our last one is something I'm guilty of in my early days was I got this 401k, I didn't know much about it, I picked a couple things and I forgot about it.
Well, we have people that come in and we've worked with them for, you know, 10, 15 years. And we put up a plan together and, you know, they've never looked at it again. Okay? Well, they, you know, and so a lot of things can happen over the course of our retirement. You know, maybe on the positive side, some parents pass away and you get an inheritance.
A positive and negative there, but
yeah, but I'm just saying in your own particular financial situation, and they pass away and you receive an inheritance, you don't have to take out maybe as much as you used to because you have more assets to work with. And so you don't want to put the plan in place and never update it along the way. You probably need to look at it. It's kind of like your trust document. You can have a trust document in place, but if you've had a child pass away or some other issues that come up, you've gotten divorced, you want to update that trust. Same with your financial plan. You want to be able to upgrade that or change it or modify it if needed along the way. And so the older we get, maybe a spouse has passed away and we need to make some adjustments to beneficiaries on some of the accounts and things like that. So you always want to be updated in regards to your plan.
Someone walks into your office and what's the first thing that they should expect? A kind of a session of just going over a little bit of everything?
Yeah, well, we kind of try to get to know them in the first session. You know, it doesn't do any good to get all the information without really knowing what they're trying to do. And so we want to be able to get to know them a little bit, find out in general what their assets are, how much their monthly needs are, Social Security, and then we can start drilling down into putting a plan together and analyzing their risk portfolio and things along that line. So it's usually, I'm going to say 3 or 4 meetings before we actually shake hands and say, hey, let's work together.
There we go. All right, Dan Owaller for Sterling Financial. If you found your name or one or two of these on your list that you might have been make mistakes, it might be a good time to go over to Sterling Financial and make an appointment. Thanks so much, Dan.
Good to see you, Michael.
When we come back, the National Alliance on Mental Illness Orange County chapter is going to be here talking about what you can do to make sure you're okay down the line. We got a hotline and some more information for you, so stay tuned.
Your first day of retirement. What will you wake up to? Freedom? Time? Adventure? Your ideal retirement doesn't just have to come alive in your dreams. Awaken to your new reality. Awaken your spirit, your vision. It's not a dream. It's your next chapter, your future, and it's in reach. Next generation retirement doesn't happen by accident. Plan for your bright future. Awaken to what's possible.
Attention all club organizers, party planners, and those who simply love to gather and celebrate life's special moments. Are you tired of the hassle of cooking for your events? Looking for a convenient and delicious solution? Introducing our easy and convenient catering trays, perfect for groups of any size from 35 to 90. Need a larger space to host your event? Look no further than our restaurant's banquet room, the perfect venue for your next gathering. Call us today to place your catering order or reserve our banquet room for your next event. Create memories and traditions with Polly's Pies.
Tackle unexpected terrain. The Subaru Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive. Dog tested, dog approved.
Celebrate the Subaru Share the Love event. Subaru will donate $250 to a charity of your choice.
Tackle unexpected terrain. The Subaru Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive. Dog tested, dog approved.
Celebrate the Subaru Share the Love event. Subaru will donate $250 to a charity of your choice.
Welcome to OCI Care with Dr. Vyas, Laguna Woods' most trusted premium laser eye surgery and comprehensive ophthalmology center. Located in the heart of the Laguna Woods community, OCI Care specializes in laser cataract surgery, glasses-free cataract surgery, microscopic glaucoma surgery, diabetic eye checks, routine exams, and all your other eye care needs. Dr. Vyas and the OCI Care staff believe in one-on-one care and the patient-physician relationship. Come in for your appointment today for a lifetime of better vision.
We're going to be talking about the power of connection and how it can help you with your mental state. From the National Alliance on Mental Illness Orange County chapter, I want to welcome Arna Vodanos to our program. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me back, because there is nothing as healing as the power of connection.
That's what I was going to say. You know, one of the things that I think so many people, when you hear them having mental health issues or just depression and those kinds of things, is that they don't have connections. They are isolated in some way.
You know, and the isolation, it affects your entire body. It doesn't only cause depression, but anxiety comes on. We get in our thoughts without connection. We start having catastrophic thoughts, loneliness, and that is why connection is what the NAMI Orange County Worm Line is all about. And I'm so glad to share it, because what happens when the brain has that connection, a wonderful chemical called dopamine comes in the body, and it alleviates adrenaline, which is really comes from that anxiety state of being alone, being in fear. So connection really creates longevity, and there are a lot of studies about that too, having that support. And sometimes we don't have family around. They live very far away, but you know, we're just one call away to pick up and call the NAMI Orange County Worm Line, and you can have the immediate emotional support.
Now, we think of adrenaline as something that people use with their heightened state of whatever it might be, but anxiety, like you're saying, and depression can get that fight or flight adrenaline going, even though there's nothing going on in terms of actual physical danger, right?
Exactly. And sometimes I'll say to someone, sort of as a joke, look out the back part of your window. Is there a saber-toothed tiger there? And the reason is, when we were cavemen, we needed that for survival, but there's no saber-toothed tigers. But we still have that primitive part of our brain that will emit adrenaline so that we can have fight, flight, or freeze, and freeze response is play dead. So a lot of people walk around with anxiety and depression, and connection will alleviate it.
Yeah. And one of the challenges with that is it can, without that connection, without reaching out, without getting help, it can lead to suicide. And it can lead to suicidal thoughts at least.
Yes, and that is the truth. And you know, one reason I really wanted to be here, I'm here as part of honoring the World Suicide Prevention Day. That is September 10th, 2024. It's important for everyone to recognize that the NAMI Orange County Warm Line at 714-544-8488, it is a buffer. And what makes it a buffer is, where we call it in the world of suicide prevention, protective factor, is there's immediate emotional support. And I really would like quickly to explain how the Warm Line is a protective factor. Number one, it gives that immediate emotional support, a safe place for individuals to talk about their feelings. Now, when you talk about your feelings, immediately there is that elimination of isolation. And guess what? Hope comes out of it.
Yeah. And the anxiety level, I imagine, kind of levels off, or at least maybe plateaus, or maybe goes down a little bit, because you're communicating your anxieties, your fears, and your concerns with someone, and there's a connection there.
There's that human connection, which is so important. So when you start talking about feelings, immediately anxiety starts, like you said, at least leveling off, because the truth is about anxiety, it can stay in your body for a while. The reason is, if a wild animal were to come into the studio right now and you already were activated, we could still run out of here. That's why anxiety doesn't immediately go away, but it starts, like you said, leveling off, getting better, and the key is being heard. Again, I think we've spoken about this before, and feeling that sense of hope. And another benefit of the Warm Line is the non-judgmental listening, and that compassionate ear without judgment. It's everything, because so many of us are afraid to talk to family and friends because we feel we may be judged or misunderstood.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of residents, maybe in our community here, they've lost connection. Maybe a spouse has died, they had a spouse, or maybe they've moved here, but their children don't visit or grandchildren don't visit as much, and they feel isolated. Then they feel like, well, they don't want to talk to me, and maybe I shouldn't reach out to them, right? And there may be some barriers. So this can be a great phone line for people to just say, I just need to talk to somebody.
Right, and the beauty is any time of night. You know, 24/7, and we have other languages. We have Spanish, we have Farsi, we have Vietnamese, we even have a Korean speaker on the weekend. So the beauty of that, also in reference to suicide prevention, is that we have a way to discuss problems before they escalate. We have the resources also. Let's say someone calls in who is actively suicidal. We know what to do. We know what to do. We can send them over to what's called a warm transfer to 988 right away. And let's say they don't want to be transferred. Our shift supervisors are trained to de-escalation for suicidal crisis. So we are a warm line. We are different than a hotline. And by the way, if anybody out here is feeling actively suicidal, call 988. And if you're having just suicidal ideation even, give us a call at the Warm Line. If you're afraid to call 988, you can call us. We're here for you.
And you know, you hear so many stories about people on a bridge or something like that, and they are feeling these things, and someone just comes up and says hello.
Oh
And
my
so, how are
God.
you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah.
And that person, you hear these stories about that person decided not to because someone just said hello and they cared enough to say something.
That is so true. I also have the benefit, I work on 988 as a volunteer, so I'm able to really be able to understand the bridge or these kind of moments. And I can tell you that after that callers de-escalate, I send them to the warm line because they need that suicidal caller. They need the constant connection.
Right.
And we have so many different people answering the phone. They can get so many perspectives. We don't tell people what to do. We help them in a safe place go inside and figure it out for themselves.
Fantastic. Well, Arna Vadonis from the National Alliance of Mental Illness Orange County chapters, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for talking about the warm line and making sure people have an outlet to make sure they can get some help if they need it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Great being back here.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back with the Monday movie preview.
Tickets are on sale now at the Pack for the California Club's entertainment event, Kenny Cetera's Chicago Experience, a tribute to the band Chicago. Saturday, August 3rd, 7:30 p.m. at the Pack. Kenny and his 7-piece band with a 3-horn section will produce the true sound of the original Chicago band. The evening will highlight all the best of Chicago with songs like 25 or 6 to 4, Hard to Say I'm Sorry, and If You Leave Me Now, and more. You don't want to miss this one.
When we talk about cancer, we talk about how we're going to beat it. We talk about the 100 million lives impacted every year because of City of Hope's discoveries, and our team of more than 1,600 cancer specialists, all dedicated to ending cancer and giving you hope.
And welcome back. Let's talk about our Monday movie. And I haven't seen this one, so I'm looking forward to getting some information on this one. But it's called Knox Goes Away. It just came out in 2023. Michael Keaton and Al Pacino are in this. Is brought to us by RadNet. It's going to be on 2 p.m. with the subtitles, 6 p.m. without the subtitles. This crime thriller follows a contract killer with a rapidly evolving form of dementia who vows to spend his final days attempting to redeem himself by saving the life of his estranged adult son from a hitman. So, man, an exciting thriller. Should be a fun one with Michael Keaton. Make sure you watch that. Let's take a quick check of the weather before we head out. And it's going to be nice and warm today and really low 80s throughout the whole week. And then we start a little bit of a cooling as we head into Friday. But right now, looks fantastic. Maybe some morning clouds a little bit, but that's going to do it. Tomorrow on the program, Advanced Ear Care and author Nancy Klan are going to join us, so stay tuned for that. That's going to do it for this edition of Village TV, for This Day. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.